It's the kind of advice most people laugh off in private, but when a mother gives it to a daughter, especially one growing up in the spotlight, it can leave a lasting mark. That's exactly what happened when Miley Cyrus recently shared a piece of dating advice her mother, Tish Cyrus, gave her years ago, one that, according to Miley, didn't age well. During a relaxed, playful interview for The Cut, featuring Miley, her mother Tish, and sisters Brandy and Noah, what started off as lighthearted banter quickly veered into something much deeper, drawing surprising reactions from fans across the internet. Miley didn't hold back when talking about her past relationships and where some of those decisions may have originated. She said, point blank, "My mom always wanted me to stay with the wrong guy because they're hot." While the comment got some laughs from the family, it also made fans stop and reflect. In today's world, where people are finally starting to emphasize emotional health in relationships, the idea of staying with someone purely because of their looks reads more like generational baggage than motherly guidance. Tish, to her credit, didn't deny the advice or try to backtrack. In fact, she doubled down with her own brand of humor, saying that the advice was great, because if you're going to be stuck with someone for years, you might as well have someone freaking hot to look at. The moment was casual, even comical on the surface. But when Miley offered her grown-up perspective, the weight of what had once been funny flipped. She explained that after going through difficult relationships, including highly publicized ones, it became clear that attraction is nowhere near enough to keep a person emotionally safe. What mattered far more to her now, as she put it, was finding someone who treated her with respect, something that wasn't even on her mother's original checklist, since she didn't make the comment to attack her mom or shame her past. In fact, the way she said it was measured, with a mix of acceptance and awareness. But the quote still hit hard. Mom never really put that in the top 3. She'd say things like, "He needs to be tall." Fans instantly knew the pain of that quiet realization, when you start to reflect on the messages passed down to you and recognize that some of them may have held you back more than they helped you grow. Noah and Brandy joined in, acknowledging they'd heard the same kinds of messages from their mom while dating. Noah joked about hearing the same type of advice, and Brandy jumped in with a comment about her current boyfriend being hot as hell. It was a playful moment between sisters, and maybe even a shared coping mechanism for advice that, in hindsight, wasn't exactly relationship gold. But many online didn't find it so funny. Viewers and fans flooded comment sections with passionate reactions. Some praised Miley for speaking out and showing emotional maturity, with one commenter, who revealed they were a therapist, pointing out how difficult it is to break away from toxic family patterns. Others went harder, slamming Tish Cyrus for promoting shallow values and implying that her generation's old mindset was part of the reason Miley may have stayed in damaging relationships in the past. A few even brought up Tish's own history, including her divorce from Billy Ray Cyrus and her new marriage to Dominic Purcell, a partner who was previously rumored to have dated her daughter Noah. To some, the moment was just a bit of family banter, but for others it struck a nerve. It reflected a relatable truth. Many people grow up absorbing romantic advice that teaches them to value appearance over emotional connection, and navigating the aftermath of that lesson often takes years. Miley showed that she's done the work. She's more grounded now, in a relationship with someone who treats her with the respect she always deserved, and she openly credits that as the new standard she lives by. The irony, of course, is how a small statement like, "Stay with him because he's hot," can travel through generations, causing real harm in the process. It seems harmless on the surface, but in practice, it can lead to years of unhealthy attachment, confusion, and the normalization of being treated poor, or at least simply because someone looks good on paper or photographs well. Miley didn't just call out that specific advice in a cheeky way. She brought to light the root flaws in how many young women are conditioned to pick partners. And yet, what made this moment resonate most wasn't the critique. It was Miley's tone. She wasn't bitter. She wasn't pointing fingers. She said it with grace, with warmth, and above all, awareness. She honored her experience without tearing down her mom publicly. She laughed about the past, but didn't let it define her present. It was reflective, not resentful. By the end of the conversation, there was a kind of silent agreement across the family table, and maybe with the audience too. Miley smiled, put a bow on the moment with a final quip about finally finding someone hot who also respects me, and left it at that. It was growth in real time. And in that growth, her voice became more than sarcastic. It became powerful. Miley has grown up before our eyes, from Disney Channel darling to Grammy-winning performer, to someone who's not afraid to explore the messy emotions of fame, family, and self-worth out loud. This moment wasn't a viral joke. It was a quiet signal that she knows who she is now, and she knows what love should look like.